About 7 or 8 stories is where we are. That elevator took us up just a said 2, but we actually went up 7 or 8. Now you can see the road course I mentioned to you out there. That's where the Corvettes run. And we used to race on that. We had the American Le Mans Series racing out there on that road course out there where the red and white curving is. But now we don't use it for just to lease out the Corvette clubs and sports car clubs is all we use it for now. And the last track we have is that curved section of cement right down here between the grass. And that curved section down there between the grass, that makes a little quarter-mile oval right in front of us here. And on Thursday nights, typically we generally run the legend cars and bandolier cars on that little track. Now, if you were up here to have these seats, which would be the best place to watch, of course, it'd be a corporation that's probably leasing this from us, but you'd have to be a guest. A corporation would have to pay about $125,000 a year for this suite, $125,000 a year for the season, and then another $25,000 a year on top of that for the food and beverages that they have to purchase from us as well. Once they do that and sign a 3-year contract, they can paint the walls or whatever they want to do. If you notice, this is glass, not mirrors. You can look all the way down that way and all the way down that way. You can see the purple walls down there, that's FedEx. And there's a red carpet coming down to one of them down there. That's Coca-Cola, and a few others down here is Toyota and some others. But that's kind of the layout there. Now, if you were in these suites up here watching the race, you would not have to have any ear protection because the windows are about that thick, so only half the noise in the cars come up here. So you don't need to have any ear protection. If you're down the stands down there, of course, and there's 43 cars coming roaring down here, you can be nose to nose down here, and you can't even hear each other talk. That's how loud it gets down there. Now, most of the fans down there on race weekend have a scanner. And a scanner, if you will, is a radio like mine, and has all the drivers for all the frequencies for all the drivers plugged into the scanner, just like the channels on your TV. And it comes with a couple of headsets, so you can protect your ears, and you can listen to any of the drivers you want, talk to their spotters, and talk to their crew team all through the race. So that adds a lot of extra enjoyment. If you don't have one of your own, you can lease them here or rent them here for about $30 per week. So that's what makes it a lot more fun to watch a race as well, and you want to say you can go after yours at the same time. Now, if you were here and the yellow flag flew, you would see a whole bunch of cars coming down pit road. All the cars would come flying down pit road, and you can see the gas and tires being put on. Well, that's about the time when all the fans decide to do their pit stop. That means potty time, of course. Well, all the suites have their own restrooms, so you never have to leave the restrooms, the suites to go to the restroom here. But down there, you might have to stand in line. But you know what? When Mr. Bruce Smith built this track from scratch, which he did, this and the Charlotte track, he went to his wife and says, "What shall we do to make it a fan-friendly track?" And she says, "More ladies' facilities." So we have 1,656 for ladies, and there's 1,656 facilities.
Wow.
Well, guys, we only got 850, so I don't know who did the math on that, but that's all it came out. Now, I did have a lady here several tours back. She came in, she says she had it all figured out for me. She says it works out perfect. I says, how in the world did you figure that? Well, she said, because all the guys can go 2 each at every urinal. I says, no, never going to work here. 2 guys in 1 urinal, that's not going to happen.
Plus, there's probably
all right, so there you got that. You can see the paint job of